Hey everyone, in this video we're gonna see pro tips on graphic design principles. When you learn these principles, you can turn your boring designs into a very creative designs. I'm gonna explain it in very simple way, even a beginner can easily understand. Also, I'll show you real design examples. You can also find the free template in the description. Alright then, let's get started. Imagine there is a design. We have text and logo. It's well balanced and has a decent hierarchy. Also, it's so neat and minimal that audience will understand the message very clearly. Let's convert the same design by applying the principle called proportion. Here are two same designs. Both look good, but one on the left has a bit more attraction because of the unique placements of the content, even the logo. We can say it like a bit more creativity has been used. Let me explain you what is proportion in an easy way. Imagine you got a task on creating a mother and child poster by using flat shapes like this. How do we even show the difference? By reducing one of the shapes to smaller and keeping one as bigger. We can already notice that the smaller one would be the daughter and the bigger one would be the mother. That's how you use proportion in your designs. Another simple example by using a text. If someone says to you to design a post with just using one word, but you have to show it in a creative way so that the viewer sticks more time to the design while reading that word. In this place, we can apply the principle proportion by placing the letters as two different sizes. Simple as that. This could make anyone look at this text for some more time to process it. You can also try this technique for images in your designs. Like this image, you can see how they use few objects very closer and few objects very far. Make us feel like the bigger objects are very tiny. And a great example, look at this image. You can see that people are falling from the sky. A good creativity used. But when we add proportion principle to it, by keeping the humans in a different sizes, you'll feel like some are falling closer and some are falling far. This is how to use this principle in a smarter way. You can turn a basic flat design into a very creative design. Also, you don't need to get confused with hierarchy and proportion. I mean, it has similarities, but they are different. Proportion is just using size difference, where hierarchy is reading order, like what you see first. Proportion controls size, hierarchy controls attention. Variety is using different elements to make your design look more interesting. Imagine a layout, you're using a circle as a background element. It gives a very flat and clean feel when we look at it. When we use the principle variety, for this by using square or triangle, this adds more interest to the viewer. You can give variety in typography, shapes and also in colors. Let's look at real design example. Here's a design which looks minimal and the typography is perfectly placed. Now we can give a bit more interest to the audience by changing the below text into a different font. Now as soon as somebody sees it, they get an interest of reading the text because of the font combination. Let's see how we can use colors to give variety. Here's a creative post where two colors have been used. We can play around with the title color by changing the color for just two letters. It gives more interest and attention to the title than just keeping it simple. I mean, both designs are really good. I mean, what I'm trying to say is using the variety can increase the design visually more appealing. You can also use shapes. Here's a great example. They have used shapes replacing letters. Not only that, they have used different shapes, like in the place of O, circle, in the place of W, square, and in the place of E, it's three rectangle shapes. Also, most important, they have used color variety. It gives that interest in reading each words. It wouldn't have worked if they would have used single color for all the shapes. A very simple understanding is variety means mixing different elements like color, shapes, fonts, images to make the design look more interesting. To explain it in an easy way, rhythm is repeating elements to create flow in the design. There is a layout. So you have a key element in the design which you want to convey the message by keeping that to the audience. What we normally do is we'll increase it or we'll just keep it in the center so that it's noticeable for the audience. When we don't have any other ideas to show it in a creative way, that's where rhythm principle comes in and makes it very simple to solve it. Keep your subject anywhere you want and place the title. Now we need to get the focus to the main subject by creating a circle and duplicating it by reducing the size, placing it till it reaches the main element from big to small. Now if you see overall design, our eyes automatically follows the circle guiding us to this element. That's how we can use this principle in a smarter way. Here's another example. This time designer has used just a straight pathway by using stairs and guiding us to the main character, which is the main element in the design. Another perfect example how the rhythm is used on this flight element, guiding us from top to the bottom to this main artwork. Just imagine one flight over here and the whole focus would have been gone to the flight itself. It wouldn't have had the flow in the design which it has right now. You can create a unique design like this. Wherever we see, our eyes end up coming to this part in the design. That's what rhythm principle does to your designs. When you understand it in this way, you can be a pro on using it. Imagine there are 4 shapes in your design. 2 are black, 2 are red. Now we know that these 2 are same as well as the other 2. Since they are in same color, wherever I place it, as a viewer, I feel these 2 are related. Even when I place it far at the corner, we somehow look at it together because we feel they are related because of the same color. That's called unity in design. We can show a lot of creative things using this principle, even in text. You have a design with a lot of typography included, but that one word you want to relate it with a main element in your design. You can keep the colors same. So whenever you look at the main element, you will realize that the one word is in the same color. Immediately, you will read it. Here we are creating relation and unity between the letters. You can create unity in typography also. Here you can see this text, top, right and left. Can you find any text related to that text? It's these 2 over here because of the same size and the alignment of the text. So that's how we relate elements in our designs. Designers do it because to make it easy, you have a design, you want to relate a few things in that design, but you want to place it far, not together. Then you can follow the principle unity. You can see how they have used leaving space and connecting the shape to this text to convey the message. Pretty impressive. Harmony is following visual consistency. Like you can use many elements in your design, but at the end, it should have a common style or mood. Here's the layout. We're gonna create an ad post. Let's add a background, a title, a main picture, and other elements around the title. And finally, CTA button below. Honestly, what do you feel looking at it? Firstly, a lot of colors are going on, making it too much for a single layout. Let's see what Harmony does to this design. It completely changes the layout, making it clean. Not just by seeing it, we can also feel it. I've made all the images in a similar color and adding a similar effect so they all look one, and just using 2 colors for text and background. This is how you can use Harmony to change the design. You can also see in this design how they've used 2 colors and making the images same so that we get common style and mood. Check out this design. A lot of things are going on, but the designer has given a common look and feel to it, so it feels like the whole design has a single mood. To make it simple, follow the same font style, same colors, 3 or less. Finally, keep the layout consistent. That's all it takes for a good design. I'm going to show you idea behind this poster design so that you'll have a basic understanding on the principles. Artboard size which I've used is 736 for the width, 920 pixel for the height. First I'm going to start with creating the background. You can see I have added a slight gradient over here. You can do it by choosing the gradient tool over here. Next thing is adding the title. To create the title, it's a completely custom made title. So I've used the pen tool to draw this. So first what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a line. Then we're gonna duplicate it so that we can use it as a guide. First thing what you have to do is you have to find for references. I've been searching in Pinterest for a lot of font styles. I really like this curvy one which looked very interesting. So to create it, what I did is I choose these 2 lines, and first of all I've locked it so that it doesn't move anywhere, and then I'm gonna choose a pen tool. Keeping this as reference, I'm gonna just randomly draw the letter. So when you click and drag, you'll get a curve for that, and then I'm gonna go here. If you're not getting the curve properly, that's absolutely fine. We can fix it later. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rough sketch the outline, and then when you're done with this, what you can do is you can go to the curvature tool. You can just double click on it so that it'll turn it into a curve. Once you're done with it, you feel it's looking quite well, you can just turn the stroke into fill and you have your letter ready over here. Same thing you can do for other letters as well, just that you just need to play around with the curvature tool and the pen tool. You can also try practicing it, even you'll get a nice custom letters like this. So quickly I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste it over here. So this will be the main title for the design. Before that, we're gonna create a grid. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose the rectangle tool, leaving a small margin space. I'm gonna create a rectangle. Then I'm gonna choose this and I'm going to center align it. Then I'm gonna turn this into stroke. Let's choose that and go to object, path, split into grids. Make sure to take the preview, and then I'm going to increase and create a modular grid. 5 number of rows, 4 number of columns, and gutter I'm going to keep 3, and then click OK. So anytime you can select it and reduce the stroke if you feel it's too thick, and then once you're okay with that, make sure to lock it over here so that it doesn't move anywhere. Next thing is I found this image online, so it had a background. I removed it using Photoshop. It's not a free image, just for the tutorial purpose I'm using it. So let's crop it over here. So we just need this part and click apply and place it somewhere here, overlapping the title. That looks fine. This one I didn't create it. We can create it, but it would take a little more, consume a little more time. I found this from online. What I did is I've just traced it from there. When you're in Pinterest, you have to search graffiti brush stroke. You'll get a lot of strokes, designs like this. So when you like any stroke which you want to use, you can just copy and paste it over here. What you can do is you can go here, object, image trace, make and expand. It'll turn the image into a vector, and we can just ungroup it, and we can remove the unwanted background, and then we can choose this and we can change the color and we can use it. So that's how I found this one. So I'm gonna place it in the background, something like this. So when you want to remove the unwanted thing or you want to mask it, you can just create a triangle on it and then choose the element, and you can go to right click, make clipping mask. So by doing that you can move around later, or if you want to change the position of it. And then finally I've added few small details like this logo, which you get from online following the column grid, right aligned it, and then a small text. It's a dummy text, so I'm placing it here. Let's move the image a little to the left, and then a small details on the footer like a barcode and small monographic elements. We are gonna place it here using the grid as guides. Finally we can give a small glow to the text. Finally we can give a small glow to the title. For that I've chosen it, and then go to effects, styles, and you can choose outer glow, change the color to white, and you can play around with the adjustments, making it more blur or maybe reducing the opacity. So I'm gonna keep something around this and click OK. Finally, when we remove the grid, you can see how clean the layout is. So that's how you can use the principles which I've shown in the video. Make your designs look more interesting rather than a boring template. That's all for this video. If you felt this video is informative, then do subscribe for more. In this channel, you'll learn graphic design in an easy peasy way. Alright then, I'll see you in the next one.